A series of unfortunate events that ended with the demise of an alleged assailant has led to the launch of both a criminal and an internal investigation by the Commissioner of Police. It started back on Thursday night when a Canadian couple living in the plantation area of the Placentia Peninsula was attacked by 3 male persons. They were brutally beaten and tied up inside their home by the perpetrators, who then burglarized the home and escaped with their white GMC Envoy.
We received a phone call of a burglar up in the plantation area on the peninsula. We responded to that area, to the home of David and Susan Bear, a Canadian retired couple who owns property up there. Mr. Bear was seen with multiple facial injuries, and his wife was obviously savagely beaten earlier. She had her face really swollen. In fact, the extent of her injuries, I think, resulted in 3 fractured areas to her face and the eye socket or something. They were badly beaten, and they reported that about an hour or so earlier that evening, around 8 o'clock, they were at home. Mr. Bear he was standing on the sea side, and his wife was up in the house, when out of nowhere 3 persons appeared, 3 male persons of dark complexion. One proceeded to hit Mr. Bear, causing him to fall, and then the other 2 attacked the wife, ran up the steps and attacked the wife. Then they dragged him onto the beach and went back up into the house, searched the house, stole all their monies, some electronic devices, and the key to a white GMC Envoy SUV.
An alert was immediately sent to all police formations, as it was believed that they fled and were heading towards Belmopan. But it was in a feeder road off the Chanchen Road between Shai Bay and Pachacan villages in Corozal that the SUV was abandoned. And a short distance away, 27-year-old Tyson Rodriguez, one of the suspects, was spotted.
They were transported back to Belmopan from where we picked them up. That's Tyson Rodriguez and the vehicle. Brought him to Placentia, and Tyson was locked down.
According to officer in charge of the Placentia Police Formation, Inspector Mark Flowers, Rodriguez had offered to take the officers to recover the loot from the burglary, and while transporting him, he jumped from the vehicle and ran into nearby bushes. Less than 20 minutes later, his body was found floating in the sea.
The police were transporting him, in the process of transporting him to that area, and he jumped from the pan of this vehicle and ran towards the sea. The police did not immediately pursue him because he ran through that swampy area, and the police did not go behind him in the swamp. Instead, they went around and tried to cut him off. Well,
he was handcuffed at this point in time. He was still handcuffed at this point in time.
He was still handcuffed. My brief, what they told me, is that some 20 minutes later, whilst they were still up and in that area and searching for Tyson, they were indicated to by the security at the Chabilmore Resort, who signaled to them that there was somebody in the sea. They further mentioned to me that as a consequence, they went over there and readily identified the person as the deceased now deceased Tyson Rodriguez.
Rodriguez, it is reported, is no stranger to the law and has been fingered in several incidents of a similar nature. But his death is still under question, and as such, senior officials from the department have been deployed to the peninsula to investigate.
I wouldn't want to speculate on what might or might not have happened. The concerns are such that even at the very, very top of this police department, they share the same concern, and we all want to know exactly what it is that went amiss. The commissioner has, as a matter of fact, ordered 2 investigation to run simultaneous. One is to determine if there is any procedural or administrative wrongdoing, and the other is to determine if whether there is any criminal wrongdoing, and if there is, who is culpable.
Police have one person in detention, but say that a third suspect is yet to be identified. Dwayne Moody for News 5.